during that time, everyone just enters the things that went well this sprint. It could be for yourself personally, for a working group that you're participating in, for another working group, or things that you see in our community that seem to that seem like they worked well. You'll get the hang of it when you see other people's notes. All right, and I'm setting a timer now for 5 minutes. So we're at 5 minutes, but I don't know about you guys. I'm not done. Should we add another minute, 2 minutes? All right, cool. I definitely feel like I could just keep. I could probably do this for another 20 minutes. There's so many awesome things that happened this last sprint. Let's see, Zep with the internet. Do you want to read what went well this sprint?
Oh yeah, internet is good now. Excited to see Gideon's proposal. Really proud and excited about Gideon's article about permissionless DAO and the efforts all of the TC culture that have made our onboarding stand out in the space. One sec. Mitch done an conference phenomenale led France here representres bien TC. Timing feels with good pace, not slow, not in a rush. Working group pram parties. Feels great to have hosted a pram party, finally. Hype created from external pram parties. TC Casino is about to be experienced in the Commons of Grace demo. Nice. Great vibes here in the TC, all day, every day. The community general knowledge about the parameters has increased so much. Support from Mitch, Nate, and Juanca at my first party made me feel more confident. Medium revival, +1. Mitch giving a talk about collaborative economics in France. IB conviction about high reserve ratio. Param party was so helpful to me. Incredible insights on praise are coming from the governance research. Param dashboard is really done now. I felt very supported when needed. Love. Plans and PM for reward system. Mitch is my hero. Commons Great demo is on. True representing the TC on XDAO, +1. Stewart's nomination and Lauren as a new steward. Yeah. The Covenant is ready. Come on, let's go. Mitch rocking in the TC French. Testing TC Casino on the demo. Coverage for Seb when his internet went down. Tight team that really support each other. Is evident. Yeah, that's awesome. Lauren accepted. Smiley face. Yes, new steward Lauren. Proposal for the working group funding being more clear. Softcov param party brought a lot of subjectivity to some params. I think we are seeing more polished proposals. Gideon's awesome article. More solidity with crypto zombies at the TC Labs. Twitter feed is being very helpful. Reward board, reward working group is raddest at naming things. Lauren and Bye Bye B, Stewart's nomination. Omega TE Consilience Library kickstarted. We wrote our first draft for internal review, almost. Omega TE Ethics Initiative almost ready to go. Positive external reaction to the time extension for dashboard and voting. Growing pain for service DAOs like Teams and Gravity. 15% of the TC voted in one day, with no warning on a demo. Other DAOs be jealous for sure.
And with that, let's do a little round of how we feel about those. I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute, 20 seconds. And because I'm not sure people hear it, I also might do the wavy thing. Not to be rude, just because I'm not sure if everyone can hear the ding. Who wants to kick us off? Nate, you feel like kicking us off? How do you feel about all this great stuff going on?
Catching up on it now, sorry. I'll pass it on to Griff.
Yeah, I can take it. I just want to say, seriously, like 15% of the token holders voting on a demo that with no warning, that's insane. That doesn't happen in the DAO space. So, I mean, there's some other things happening for sure, but we didn't even really push it that hard. I asked one whale. I asked one whale to vote, and that's it. And then the rest was mostly organic. So, wow, well done. Also, the Prams team is done. The Common Swarm team, we're doing the Commons upgrade right now. So, man, it feels good. Like the dashboard just looks really good, and I'm so happy about it. So we're already using it for Giveth, and we're using it for Bright ID. It's just such a beautiful product that I'm really really proud of. And yeah, Mitch and Lauren, like I don't know how you guys have time for the TEC at all. It's amazing because there's so much going on in Giveth, and it's really cool that you guys are able to. I don't know where you find the time, honestly. I don't. Yeah, and also Ivy. I really love that Ivy's coming strong. It wasn't as huge here, but taking over legal is like such a load off my shoulders and our shoulders. So major props to Ivy. And I'll pass it to Livia.
Thanks. For me, I'm just like, I feel like my mind is blown with this research program. And there's so many things that I feel excited to bring to us, and like hoping that all my thoughts can be organized very soon because there's so much exciting things happening. And it's just, yeah, really beautiful to chill TC everywhere all the time, and people are always very excited about it. And the pram parties have just been so educative. Like every time I go to one, I learn so much more. And I feel like every person that participates brings a new layer of complexity to it because people have different they come from different places, and then they want to fit in the ideas that they have into that like very limited set of parameters, but then the combination of them all really can create something unique every time. And I think this is like the most fascinating thing for me. And yeah, that's it for me. And I'll pass to Mitch.
Yeah, I gotta say, it was really great to do all the working group pram parties. Because just like Livy's saying, it was really interesting where I could go in and show off this tool that people weren't really familiar with, and by the end of the hour, like people were like spitting it back to me and like showing me stuff that I had never thought of before. So it was like that quick transformation of like people picking up the tool, thinking about it, and then already like teaching me perspectives that I'd never thought of. So that's been really rewarding from doing these working group pram parties. And it's been really interesting shilling the TEC in different languages and seeing the reception of that, and just all like the external outreach and seeing people get excited about it. And I'll pass it to Edu. Have you gone?
Hello. Sorry, having issues with my Mac. Yeah, I'm really excited. I really like to see how we sort of had this crossover of people who doesn't tend to go to proms parties, going to a prom party and trying to play with that and see even new people who just heard about it on the orientation, just jumping in right away to try it out. I feel that was a really good experience and a really educational experience. And also Gideon's article and his idea to sort of frame our practices in a bigger picture, and how we can sort of contrast the practices that we have here to sort of the practices out there. And I think that idea, I really like it. So yeah, that's on my side, and I will pass it on to 5IV.
I'm really excited by the conversations I've been having regarding the reward systems especially with Christopher, and I'm really excited to see what the MVP and the V2 and maybe the V3 would look like. It's really interesting, and I'm excited about EC Labs. I haven't attended a lot of sessions, but uh, there's a potential chance of us at the TEC participating in a hackathon, maybe. So that's also interesting. And I really loved Gideon's article. I'll pass it on to Pythagorean.
Hola, hola. You from an airport here. So, hi. Good to be here. And I just wanted to reflect the power that doing these brand parties, especially seeing the value of like other chains who aren't quite there in their DAOing game just yet, being able to be exposed to even just like a param party to open up more people's eyes to what's possible with collaborative economics. And I think it's been nice to see that more people can get involved in a meaningful way on such big decisions like this. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just very happy and very pleased and find it fortunate that I get to participate in this way. So I'll pass it over to Sam.
Cool. And I think, yeah, go ahead, Zep.
Yeah, it's the closest name to Sam, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think what was really good is this working group around parties, as Mitch was saying. Like, it feels like the community really was engaging more. Like when like you see all these brown parties, and most of them they were full of people, so that's great. Yeah, I'm also super excited for working with Mitch in the reward thing. He makes it so easy. Like, okay, like making like a small task. Like, I feel more comfortable. So thank you, Mitch. This is awesome. And yeah, I mean, like what Griff was saying, like passing this big, like the community overall is like going in one direction altogether. Like that's why it's so easy to pass proposals. And yeah, I'll pass it to Nate. Are you ready now?
I am, yeah. I'd say the Commons upgrade was probably the best thing for the demo and the param parties. I think it's really awesome that we did them in the working groups. It was kind of like gotcha, it's like people sometimes weren't expecting it. They're like here to show up for the working group meeting, and then they get to play with the dashboard and learn a little bit. I thought that was really cool. And then then the nomination for Lauren and 5IV was just amazing, and congratulations to Lauren for joining the Stewards Council. So, but yeah, I'll pass it back to Tam.
Juanca still has to go.
Yeah, I feel that we have really cool proposals until this moment, and I would really be interested in the making the pamphlet, because like there are so many proposals, but we are seeing like different tendencies. So it would be really cool to have like all those tendencies represented in the pamphlet. And I have also been learning a lot from this experience. And there's something that I like, but on the same time, it's like a little bit like in the top of my mind, and it's like the growing pain that service DAOs like Teams and Gravity are having. Like, yeah, it's cool to be growing, but it also, on the same time, it's a little bit painful because, we need to be the best version of ourselves, and there are some things that we don't know. So yeah, it's just that. I will pass to Mertz.
Hello guys, like as many of you mentioned, param parties were like amazing. Like even though probably I'm like less experienced than most of you about like space in general, this is the sole best tool I have ever seen about like tokenomics in general. So I really liked it. I wanna show some love. So also on the Omega side, actually we have been developing very well. Like we have like two initiatives, as you know. Shebnem is almost like ready to publish the ethics initiative proposal, and also we kickstarted the library. Like we created phases and like how the structure of the library. So hopefully soon the proposal of the library will be alive too. So from my side, these are the good news. TC.
Cool, and I think Durgadas, you still are left to go if you'd like to share with us.
What are we sharing? Just what happened?
Perspective on the what went well from our retrospective. There's a number of things.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see the robust debate going on, even though most of it's over my head. And I feel like, you know, despite that, I somehow managed to accidentally learn something about parameters. So I appreciate all of you guys hammering that rock until it split open and I could absorb a little bit of something. So yeah, I don't know. This is a really great thing. I'm even though I feel very somehow impervious to that information, it's also wonderful to watch you guys trying to help people make it happen. So it was very heartwarming for me.
Cool. And then there's just Tamara. And I'll be super quick because I see that we're already half past. We're a bigger group than usual. So for me, I think Gideon's article really struck a chord with me. I think it was amazing that the way he explains so clearly for people that are maybe real newcomers to Web3 what it's like to participate in permissionless work and permissionless organizations. Lauren, as a steward, was a huge yay. I think Mitch doing the ETH France conference, not conference, but talk was really, really, he did such a great job. And I think there was a lot of interest and questions. Yeah, and with that, let's move on to our could do better. So I'll set a timer for 5 minutes. And the timer's starting now. All right, so I see people are kind of slowing down, and I will maybe suggest we could start reading them, and anyone who wants to add can add to the bottom. Kind of feel like we're slowing down a little bit on the things that we can do better. So, Eduardo, would you care to read the things we could do better?
Sure, no problem. Things we could do better. Engage top TH and TES in prom parties. Clear metrics dates for common subgrade. Personally, there are piling up large, slow pieces of work I want to do, but I'm not because smaller, quick things are taking up the time and attention. A legal in legal working group. Clarify the voting procedure for the CU upgrade. I would like to see params proposals in comparison to each other. Reward system development missing dev power. Gravity typeform use. CCCD broke while presenting to East France. Proposal advocated for by someone outside the DEC could be interesting. Top DEC token holders engagement is sideways, hand waving. Praise back end could be developed faster. More hatchers engagement with proposals. Gravity taking too much time between end of the Graviton training and announcement of the second herd of Gravitons. We are having more engagement with the parent parties, but I miss debates. Gravity process for submitting conflict. Is it clear for everyone? Gravity calls could be used for the management of the board of cases and execution of challenges. The survey could have been deployed sooner, so we had room to discuss the questions analysis metrics regarding which questions give back the most value. Few debates this sprint, more engagement at bean parties and lounge. Laptop crash while I was recording community's working group this week. Diversity. What happened to the community called evolution? Survey results. More usage of the announcement channels. Trauma informed. TES helping teams and gravity on the verification. The bug in the verification flow should have been fixed this week. Back to you, Tam.
Cool. And we pass it around. Is there a bug in the verification flow? Out of curiosity,
Yep. Yep, there is. It doesn't allow actual bots to enter the server, so that has to be accounted for.
Oh, so we can't.
So-
Okay, but it's not blocking people verifying and entering our Discord. It's just blocking bots entering.
Yeah.
And even the bots we want, the good bots.
Yeah, I think Rial and Christopher were trying to set up some bots for praise, and they weren't able to do so. So the workaround is giving the good bots the human role. This can be fixed, hopefully next week.
Okay, so because we are pushing towards the end of our retrospective and we do have a large group, I'm going to set our timer to 45 seconds. So 45 seconds, and I'll pass to Livia to get started.
Yeah, I think my first thought is gravity and how we could like optimize the flow from what happened and how things are moving forward, and got some feedback of like, oh, how to move forward with a conflict that started happening or not. But I'll talk more with Juan about it too. And yeah, I would like to see more of the proposals being compared with each other, just to have an overview of everything that is out there. Like, what are some of the most dissonant params, or what are things that are kind of like related to each other? I feel like it's a time to start getting there now. And then yeah, just curious for what needs to be clarified around the commons upgrade voting procedure. Happy to chat about that, whoever posted that. And there was a last thing. Don't remember. Okay, I'll pass to Nate.
Yeah. So, the one thing that I think is really important is the gravity type form use. I think a lot of times we don't know how to engage with certain conflicts. Like I'll see some type of small potential conflict. I'm not sure if it's worthy of reporting or not, or if I report it if something is done. So yeah, just that. I think Discord has been a little bit buggy recently. So that's another one. And I actually was the one who put to clarify the voting procedure. I was just curious about how the process for actually isolating the final couple of proposals, if we're following the same format as we did with the Hatch DAO. And I will pass it to Mitch.
Yeah. Well, there was a big bummer when I was trying to present the augmented bonding curve to lots of people and it broke. So, I mean, that was really embarrassing.
Oh, Mitch. So oddly, it's true. I watched and it wasn't loading, but then I tried it just to see if it would load for me, and it loaded right away.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something that happened in the back end because Nick reported the same issue and it's like had to clear something in her browser, but it's like I did 2 param parties the same day, and then when I need to present it, it broke. So that was really frustrating for me, and I do feel like there was like some chatter about like what the metrics are to like do the commons upgrade or the winning proposal, and I felt like that still like isn't clear to me what's been decided, and I feel like I'm in limbo with it. I'll leave it there though, and I'll pass it to Griff.
Yeah, I would agree with Mitch on we need to. I think it's a little unclear in the forum post exactly what it means to have 5 supporters added to the, like, exactly what it takes to pass on the 16th. But for the most part, yeah, it's really unfortunate the CCD broke. I wish I knew what the error was. And I just thought that we were a little shy on debates this sprint compared to last, which I think is okay because we have so much extra time. But I'd love to see more debates, and that's on me as well. But I do have one after the the community call, so that should be a good one. Bring a proposal. I'll pass it to Wonka.
Yeah, I feel that in this sprint I haven't been at the top of my shape, like in related to work, because I feel that I have a lot of things that have been like accumulating in the gravity working group, and that I haven't been able to delegate them well. So I feel like I am like slowing things because of not being able to delegate well, and I feel that I have a lot of uncertainty right now. So yeah, I would really like support from other stewards and from people here, because yeah, I feel that now we are entering into a really complex ground for me, and yeah, and I feel that with help I can do better. And I'll pass to Tam.
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, I would say the yeah, I'd love to find more support for you, Juan Carlos. I think that Gravity could use just some more support. I think we should try to find people in our community that can hop in as well. I don't I'm not 100% sure. I know Nate highlighted it as something important, but the gravity form, I'm not 100% sure what the issue is around not using the gravity form or using the gravity form. So I thought maybe it'd be interesting to take a deep dive into what our expectations are from the form and sort of figure out what it is that's not happening. And my time is up, but I want to say, I think one of the other important things here is, yeah, more param parties. So I think, and being able to attend more too. And I'll pass to Vai.
So I think the main concern that I'm having right now is that the Praise backend is lacking dev power. Like we've been relying on only one dev, Rudolph, and right now they're busy with their day job. So it's like I think that we don't have anyone to work on it. So we should probably look for Java developers who could make the backend. And I think I personally had slowed things down a bit this sprint and the last sprint. The survey could have been deployed faster, and that bug in the verification flow, it isn't hard to solve. It's just I didn't get down to it, and source code has been annoying me for a while. I don't know, I constantly keep feeling like it's more complicated than just a bit.
Sorry, finish.
I'll pass it on to Mitch.
Mitch went, but Zeptimus hasn't.
Thank you, Tam and Bye. Yeah, I mean, the other day I received prize in Giveth, and they have like when they receive prize, they have the Giveth logo. So I wish we could have TC logo when we receive praise. That would be so cool. And then one thing that also would be so cool, maybe if we could get like Luke, Simon de la Rouvier, or Sagram Trent, like and do like even if they do not propose, at least if they do some debates on the proposal, I think that would be very educative and very cool for us. And I think I don't know, like if we could push that, I think that would be so cool. And then I was feeling a bit frustrated because not having internet, but actually I see it as a good thing because I was feeling very supported by the community. So yeah, yeah. Back to you, Tam.
What about Durgadas? Oh, Durgadas left. Mert?
Yeah, like I don't have anything to say in general, like function of the TC, like general ongoing things, because I haven't participated most of them. But for the Omega working group, I can say we need more visibility, like we need more engagement with the community, because like in the last calls we've been like 3-4 people at most. So we talk with Shabnam, like we can work on it, like how to make it more, let's say, visible and like attractive.
Cool. And Eduardo, I guess you're the last one to close us out.
Thank you, Tim. For me, the survey was a thing. We sort of it was a thing of miscommunication, I believe, that we talked on Communitas to sort of move it into HubSpot, and we got a sort of having a work session with Cesar to work on that. But then it was deployed. It was still deployed. So there was this miscommunication moment where I felt we didn't sort of execute properly, and this is completely subjective point of view, where I don't know if Cesar sort of if he stopped joining because his work was not taken in properly, or he's still in the loop. So these little things of I would love, my bottom end of this comment is that I would love to, for these contributors that are beginning, to have someone taking care of these people who are making very small pieces of contribution there because they are just joining in, to not lose them sort of and keep them on the loop. That's it. Back to you.
Cool. So we're not going to vote on could do better. We will vote on actions to take into this sprint. And for 5 minutes, we'll spend some time just addressing a lot of the concerns that were raised and writing actions on how we can perhaps do better and take an action into this next sprint. And then we'll probably not have another round to go around, but we'll see. All right, timer started. All right, we have about 20 seconds left. And I would say if anyone wants to add things, please feel free to continue to add them to the bottom. Livia, how do you feel about our actions to improve, reading our actions to improve to us all?
Yep. Have updates on gravity conflicts within the TEC. Find a Java Spring Boot dev to support Rudolph and praise development. Prioritize strategic param debate bookings for the sprint above everything else. Prepare a debate with TE rockstars. Rally our top token holders to come to debates. Assign a buddy for new contributors. Clarify what the concerns are about Gravity Forum. Look at our expectations and how we can meet and exceed them. If there's questions about a process that is in the forum, please post the question in the forum. Get some doodles out there for the debate so we can get committed times, new debates. Provide Omega and Labs with more visibility, +1. How can we support Gravity? Let's draft. We can draft something on next call. T and top token holders outreach update. Dev power for reward system backend. Identify CCD parameter trends. Select 5 proposals to compare features in a debate. Part of contributor management could be having just one buddy. Cancel more time for the larger, slow pieces of work. More support to teams and Gravity DAOification processes. How to not lose focus on little things while working on important things. Find support for Gravity. How can we support Juan and Gravity? Look at Raid Guild for backend. I think we have reached out to them for front only so far. Decide on whether the community would support tooling like HubSpot for tracking or not. Make a job board for the TEC. Asana or Jira for the TEC. Better QA on the bots and more testing before deployment. Popularize meme parties by associating them with what's happening in the TEC review call.
Cool. So these are great. I love the idea of the job board. For Asana or Jira, Mert, I guess that was you? The Asana or Jira?
That was me.
Oh, rather than GitHub?
Yeah, I think it's easier to onboard people on Asana or Jira than GitHub.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I think that there's a cost with it. It's not a, yeah. Okay, interesting. We should look at that. And cost and what it might mean, but we'll throw it, and I think we're pretty much grouped into themes. There's definitely a lot of themes for debates and param parties. And then there's definitely a little cluster for finding help for the support for rewards, a lot of support for Juan Carlos and Gravity. And then maybe these three can kind of, yeah. All right, so I would say go ahead and vote 2 stars. Everyone gets 2 stars. Please do put it on what you think is the most important. And not necessarily just the most important, but what you think we can realistically also bring into a sprint. So it's an action that we'll either focus on if it's a big thing or implement, actually execute when we bring it into a new sprint. Okay. If your star is on 2 different Post-it notes, it gets disqualified because that makes things really confusing to count. So try to put it on 1 Post-it note. Okay, and in our last 2 minutes, is there anyone who hasn't voted yet? 4, 5, 6, 9, 10:14. Okay, anyone still voting? What do we have? 6. Okay. There might be a few votes still out. Okay. So I rally our top token holders to come to debate, TE and top token holders outreach update. These kind of are the same things. I'm gonna just move this star to this one too, sorry. So this has 4 stars here. This new buddy thing and contributor management having 1 buddy is kind of the same thing too. So I'll say that's also sort of 4-star. Ah, okay, we're still voting. Okay, and then support for gravity has 4 stars too. Wow, we have a lot of things actually. We have 3 4 stars. So support for gravity, assign a buddy, and rally the top token holders to come to debates. I don't know we've had a 4-star tie before. So I guess we will bring all of these to the sprint planning and then decide which one of these we can realistically bring into like actionable items that we can bring into our sprint. If that sounds okay for everyone, I think that's how we're going to end the call today. So we'll have all 3 of these that we can talk about in the sprint planning tomorrow. Sound good? Because we're at the top of the hour.
Thank you, Tam.
Otherwise, we would do that now.
Thank you, Tam.